So before we actually reap the advantages, if this is the shape of things to come, so we should be prepared, because technology has always been put to whereas it was invented with the intention of benefiting the society at large, but some antisocial elements have always been putting technology to misuse. Ultrasound technology was invented with the intention of observing various ailments in the human body, so that sometimes the person may not be able to explain the symptoms and doctor may not be able to understand, but it would give the inside picture, what is inside the human body, to see it on a digital screen. But even the doctors, the most educated doctors, put ultrasound technology sometimes to misuse. Identification of prenatal sexuality of the children. So much so that it had become almost a menace, and the state had to enact and act against that, and it became a cognizable offense. So similarly, 5G would also have wide spectrum of uses, whether it is education, whether it is digital payments, whether it is agriculture, whether it is transportation management. So like Shivendu showed a presentation where what are the potential benefits and the potential pitfalls to which 5G technology can be put to use. Supposing in the world of crime, if you want that somebody needs to be killed and you stage manage an accident, but somebody will drive that vehicle, and through that person, maybe there are always chances that you will be able to reach to the ultimate person who hatched the conspiracy. But like Shivendu said, if there is an autonomous car, now car will be driverless, but it will be connected to a network. And then you hack that car and you ram that car into another vehicle and the occupants die. So it will be very, very wild goose chase to find out who hacked the system and how the accident took place. There are n number of such possibilities to which these positive technologies can also be put. Similarly, ATM, we go to the ATM, we withdraw money, but ATM has also been put to misuse. Sometimes people go there, insert a card, enter an amount, but just at the time of when the cash is about to finish, they switch off the light, so that your transaction is never registered. So these kinds of things which are happening in the society, which will happen with the introduction of 5G technology. So therefore, as law enforcement officers, so we thought that we will come and interact with the industry and academia, because 5G would also lead to Internet of Things. Almost n number of devices would be connected, and you are sitting in your office, you want to switch off your AC, you have forgotten to switch off your AC, you can switch off your AC. You've forgotten to switch off your lights, maybe you've forgotten to put some device on or off position, you will, sitting in the office, you will switch it off. So there will be a number of advantages. ग्रोसरी का अमाउंट जानना चाह रहे हैं, वेजिटेबल्स रेफ्रिजरेटर में कितना है, मीट कितना रह गया है, so that you can find out sitting in your office. So your life will become easier, but at the same time those devices can be hacked, and it's almost like living in an Alice Wonderland. The technology will make your life so easy, but at the same time it can be put to misuse as well, as we've been seeing that nuclear technology, ultrasound technology, every kind of technology has been put to negative uses as well. So whenever we interact with the people say, okay, why don't you enhance patrolling? Those people who don't understand the digital technology, like they used to see in the physical crimes, some politician would say कि यार आपको पुश करना चाहिए, ये जो डिजिटल ऑफेंसेस बढ़ रहे हैं, साइबर क्राइम बढ़ रहे हैं, इसमें भी आपको पेट्रोलिंग बढ़ानी चाहिए. It is very difficult or very, I think, next to impossible to control the digital world. Data is moving at breakneck speed. It is just like a fast moving train that we have to some time or the other we have to board that train, otherwise we would be reduced to irrelevance. So everybody is adopting the technology, but at the same time he is making himself or herself vulnerable to the bad effects of technology. So it is not that we can, if there are thefts taking place, if there are robberies taking place, if there are snatchings taking place, we can find out the hotspots and we can accordingly redeploy our physical resources, our cars, our manpower, and then we can enhance the foot patrolling, motorized patrolling. But if the digital crimes go up, if the cyber crimes go up, where the scene of crime itself is in history, you just see that you get a message that 20,000 rupees have been deducted from your account, but you don't know who has done it. It's almost in the nebulous world. You are not aware of who has done it. So therefore, you do not have a suspect, you do not have a face, you do not have records of those faces. Like police maintain n number of records. These are the known thieves, these are the habitual offenders. So these are the challenges with the introduction of 5G technology, because that would be put to large number of uses. The scope of the utilization of technology will increase, and large number of services which are hitherto on physical network or which are not digital, they might become digital, like autonomous vehicle would become a reality. Even heart implants can be hacked. So there is a n number of possibilities to which it would be used. So therefore, we need to join our heads together and find out strategies to tackle the negative impact. 99% of impact of any technology is always positive, because mass of society benefits from the society, but there is a minority element available which puts the technology to negative uses. So therefore 99% of us have to sit together, find out ways and means how to tackle the negative impact of this technology. Because in law enforcement, the police is conditioned to deal with physical offenses. Why? Because whenever you say कि मेरे घर में चोरी हो गई, आप देखते हैं कि पहले इस एरिया में कौन बंदा चोरी करता रहा, so you immediately have an idea. But in cyber offenses, you are groping in the dark. So therefore, we need the guidance and the efforts of the scientific and engineering community members from the industries who would be dealing in these devices, to guide the law enforcement as to how better we can deal with cyber offenses, because cyber offenses take place in the cyberspace, which you cannot patrol, which you cannot prevent. Information is basically the key. Awareness. The most important element in cyber offenses is the information. So therefore, we would request the academia and the industry members also, whenever they are, because they come across large number of people in day-to-day interaction with the society, so they need to make people aware about the negative impact of technology. Because whenever somebody sells a mobile to a person, I don't think any mobile dealer tells what are the precautions to be taken when you will be using this device. So normally, the burden falls on the law enforcement to educate the people. So, but first of all, the law enforcement need to understand how a digital device works, what kind of misuse it can be subjected to, and how to make people aware. But it is a stupendous task for the law enforcement community, because most of them are generalists, most of them are from liberal areas of education, liberal arts, humanities, and of course we have engineers, of course we have science graduates, but they need to be retrained in understanding the digital technology. So therefore, we thought that we need to synergize our efforts and join our heads along with the academia and the members of the industry so that we can educate the society at large as to how we can better utilize the benefits of newly emerging technology like 5G. It's just a generation, whereas, as Professor was explaining, that the certain parameters have been improved. Speed would increase, latency will reduce, and the scope of technology will expand. More and more services will come under. So since more and more services will come, so there will be large number of people who would be putting it to negative use also. So we need to evolve strategies whereby we can educate people, because education is the key, awareness is the key. Otherwise, for any person, a digital device is a black box. A common man doesn't know how does it work, where the data comes from, message कैसे generate हो गया. So therefore, it is our job as law enforcement and the academia and the industry to educate the consumers of technology that this technology can be put to misuse as well, and how to safely utilize their digital devices. So this was a small effort on the part of law enforcement. Earlier also we organized a hackathon, and this ideathon is basically to generate ideas. In fact, we are also here to understand the implication of this 5G technology from the academic community and from the members of industry, that how better we can serve the society, because as police agency, as law enforcement agency, we would be the first responder. So we are not engineers, but people will always come with a complaint, they will make a PCR call. Government of India has come out with a helpline, number 1930. So people would just think of police whenever an offense in a digital space happens with them. So it is up to us to be prepared and deal with the problems that might come with the full-fledged application of 5G technology. So with these words, I will hand over the mic and we will listen to other panelists so that we are accordingly guided to deal with this challenge. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I request